Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Flutter by Heidi, and I'm Heidi Smith, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United Kingdom, and today we're talking about nothing's better than chocolate. This is a fabulous stamp set designed by Connie Stewart for her $1 million sales, and that's one of the things that when you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, your sales accumulate, and when you've sold $1 million, that's a lot of stamps and paper. You get to go to a head office and design a stamp set, and one of these images, I think it's the little cup, is actually on her kind of logo. But this is a lovely, fun set for anybody who's got friends who like anything addictive, coffee, cookies, chocolate, cocktails, any of those treat things. And there's just some real fun images in here, and it also comes with coordinating dies. So the dies cut out some of the images in the stamp set and also have words. So we've got chocolate, cocktails, coffee, cookies, and love you more than. Yes, that's one. Love you more than, which obviously goes with the stamp set. So it's a real fun sort of stamp set and a great one to kind of have in your stash as a bit of a keeper. And so I have made something chocolate themed, and I just thought this was great. It's using the Plaid Tidings DSP. Have I got a sample handy? Probably not, have I? Yes, here we go. So Plaid Tidings, a 6x6 DSP, and you can see here, this is actually in the autumn winter catalogue, so it is designed as a kind of a Christmas kind of theme, but it is so useful. All the colours in here are not just for Christmas at all. So we've got so many colours. You can see the list of colours on the front there, but you get 4 each of 12 double-sided designs, which I'll quickly flick through. But there's some lovely rich colours like rich raspberry as well as traditional colours. There's some melon mambo in there. A bit of misty moonlight, cinnamon cider, you can see, pretty peacock, shaded spruce. There's our rich raspberry. Here's been mango melody. Really fun plaid, tartan effect colour combinations, which are just great, and I love this one. And black and white as well. Good grief, gosh, actually yawning. Anyway, that's the paper I'm going to use. So for this one, so what is it? I suppose I haven't actually shown you what it is. So today's plan: consume chocolate. We all have some of those days, or sometimes our friends do. And this is a very simple little container that holds 3 of the lovely Lindor bars. I'm a bit of a fan of Lindor. I do like them, and I love the fact we've got some flavours in these. So this sort of orange and salted caramel, and I thought that makes just a really fun sort of treat for somebody. And not a difficult box. So if you're sort of new to box making or wraps, it's a perfect way to just add a little bit of fun to it. So obviously I took the kind of orangey tones with the mango melody, and so for the next one I'm going to go a bit pretty peacock and cinnamon cider. So different colour combination, not one I would normally choose, but hey, why not? So we get started. So really simple construction on this. You're going to need your trimmer. Basically it's you've got this piece here goes all the way over the top, and then you've just got a pocket that attaches onto the front. Comes together quite quickly and easily, not difficult to do. And then I've used the postage stamp punch to create that sort of edge on that, and a bit of die cutting as well, which just adds a bit of dimension. And I've actually put 2 layers together there, and for the one I'm going to do now I've actually added more layers to give it more dimension. So to start off with then, we're going to need a couple of pieces of our cinnamon cider. I've worked out the dimensions in inches, which I'll pop on my blog. This is 29.5, so I've just trimmed a couple of millimetres off the length of it, and it's by 7 centimetres, and I'm going to score at 17.5, or 17.5 and 19 centimetres, so just 2 score lines along the length there. If you find that your blade leaves a bit of a raised edge, which sometimes when they're sort of new they can do, just run your bone folder over if you need to. So that's our kind of wrap to go around the top. You're then going to need a piece which is 14 by 13 centimetres, and you want your short edge on the top, and you're going to score at 1.5 and 3, and then you're going to turn it just through 90 degrees and repeat that again. 1.5 and 3, and then once more exactly the same again. So on the short edge you're doing it twice, and on the long edge you're just doing it once, and that's going to create our bit for the front. Now the other piece of cutting I have already done, but I've cut a piece of Pretty Peacock. I've cut one that is 6.5 by 10 and one that is 6.5 by 10.5, and then the DSP is 6 by 9.5 and 6 by 10. So those are all cut in advance. And then one more piece. This is 19 centimetres by 3, and this is going to create our wrap. I'm not going to score that though. I'm actually just going to fold, as I've shown you in some of my other videos, when you're creating something to go around the outside, sometimes it is just easier to fold it rather than actually scoring it. So I think that trimmer can probably go away, and we can crack on with the construction. So fold and reinforce those creases like so, and do the same on our pocket part as well. Not doing much talking, am I? Then you need your snips. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut away the outer 3 squares, and we want to cut this corner at quite a steep angle of kind of 45 degrees, and that's just so that it folds fairly flat onto the side of our tray. So we're just going to come across 45 degrees, and then this little pocket, this bit here, you're just going to create a tab. So again, 45 degrees, we're cutting away the outer squares and cutting again at 45 degrees. So the reason for that is when you fold it up, you don't want those really to be overlapping. Otherwise it'll sit proud of kind of the back of the box. I mean, you could have it overlapping if you wanted to, if that makes you happy, but I find it just sort of sits better. And those little tabs just tuck in to create a little pocket. So there's our pocket, and there is our wrap. So while these are flat, we let's get on and put some paper on these as well. So this is the one for the front. So this is, I think this is the slightly shorter one. Yep, so this is the 10 centimetre one, and this is just some straightforward, just flat gluing of our layer just onto the front there. And again, you know, I tend to do, if I remember, you'll know from my videos I don't always, but I tend to try and add my layers on while it's flat. It's just much easier to get a good nice even layer and be able to give a good press to pop it in place as well. Obviously the downside is potentially if you went wrong with your box construction, you know, you might have to pull it apart, but on something like this you should be okay. So just pop that layer on there. And as I say, it's not a colour combination I would necessarily have gone for normally, but this is the lovely thing with some of the Stampin' Up! DSPs, they use colour combinations. You think, oh, I hadn't thought of that, and they're designers, so do you know what? You know, who am I to say that isn't going to work? Sometimes, you know, it's a bit out there, but hey, you know, it works. Now what I am going to use for constructing this is our Stampin' Seal. So this is our new glue that is designed on a dispenser, and it has like little bars, which I don't know whether you can sort of see as I put those down. As you can see, maybe not. There's just like little grooves in it, which means that it detaches really easily. So if you struggled before with sort of some of these glues with sort of what I'm going to say is stringy bits, sort of and not detaching, then you should find this easier. And if you're struggling to move it along, I have seen people say use your silicone mat. Mine is here, but old habits die hard. I tend to use my finger. So, trying not to stick that down to the base, open it up. And what I found was easiest when I created this was to attach the bottom. So keep it out nice and flat, and attach that bottom section to the centre there. So just by laying that on like so. Then I folded up the tab and lined up this outside edge all the way up, just like so, just easing it up. And then the same, so folding the tab, last one, and by then it's sort of quite nicely boxed, so it's quite easy. And there you go. And there we have our little tray. So all we need to do now is add some chocolate, and I would recommend adding that now because it helps give it a bit of form for when you're wrapping it around. So you can pop your bars in like so and fold the top over. Okay, so now we're going to take our sort of strip. Now I've done the measurements, so if you fold the first edge so that it's nice and flush, like so, and just crease it slightly and give it a reinforce with our bone folder. And then we can carry on wrapping round. So over to the far side, bend that up, and then when I do it I should come to the outside of the crease slightly. Yeah, and so you're not pulling it tight, you're just folding over very gently. And the last one. And that's the flap that's going to tuck underneath. So again, pop along with our Stampin' Seal Plus and just add a little bit onto there. As you say there, I've not quite moved it on far enough. So all we need to do is put that on the side and just bring that over. And I say, don't squeeze too far, just line it up. And there's our little slider to keep it in place. So now we can decorate. So I've already stamped and die cut some of these chocolate images. You can see here there's an outline and the inside. So I've used some early espresso on that just to go in. But if I and what I've also done is I've die cut the word chocolate out of Pretty Peacock, and then a couple of times more out of our cinnamon cider as well. So that then gives it that lovely 3D effect. So you can then add your glue to the back, and all I'm doing here is just using my Tombow, just the fine tip end, just to add some little dots of glue on there. You could use our self-adhesive sheets if you wanted to as well. That's another alternative. If you have any dexterity issues, you're struggling with this, or you find you're getting a mess with this glue, it doesn't suit everybody, you can just pop that on the front there like so. Let's leave that to set, so to speak, and then all I'm going to do is just grab a piece of our Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to grab my Pretty Peacock ink, ink it up nicely, and I'm leaving a bit of a sort of a border around this to give me a bit of space. Now I've over squashed that, so what I mean is I've distorted it by pressing down a bit hard. There we go, that's better. With photopolymer stamps, if you press down a bit hard, and it's why I tend to use my Stampin' Pierce mat, it just distorts, and you don't want that on it. So all I'm doing then is lining that up with the centre and punching that out. And then to add this, all I did was just add a fine little bit of glue and pop that just behind centre there. And it just takes a moment just for that to catch. There we have. Pop that on the top again, just a tiny bit, just to show you don't always need to sort of layer things up evenly. You can have them hanging off the edge as well. Just creates a different sort of effect. And I'm just going to pop that on the bottom there. So there we have a pair of triple Lindor bar little gift boxes using the fabulous Nothing's Better Than stamp set and coordinating dies. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a go at this project, and if you'd like to purchase any of the items you've seen, pop along to my blog at flutterbyheidi.co.uk and you can find the links to all the products there. Come back and see me again soon, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. Thanks then, bye bye.